people are upset. Here's what's going on. The founder of one of the two charities that is getting part of this $400,000 donation from the NFL's Inspire Change kind of partnership they have with their social justice initiative. And part of that, included Jay-Z and Rock Nation. One of the founders of one of the organizations that's getting that money, well, she had to apologize. And this is part of the reason why she had to say sorry today. Take a look at this. It's a photo that she posted on Twitter of her cutting, it looks like a teen's dreadlocks. The caption on the photo says, here's the thing, it says, and another crusher let me cut his dreads off. It's symbolic of change and their desire for a better life. Her name is Sally Hazelgrove and she founded the Crushers Club. That's why she had to say sorry. There were a lot of other things going on with that Twitter account. Other posts of her in photos cutting locks. The account had favorited tweets from a lot of really bad conservative rhetoric, not just conservative, really bad things. A lot of, let me just get into it because USA Today actually noted that the Crushers Club Twitter account also used the phrase, all lives matter. Also asked for President Trump to come help with gang violence in Chicago. Both of those tweets were deleted. And Hazelgrove says she didn't say all lives matter to kind of attack Black Lives Matter. She said that that's not what she meant. She apologized. And as far as the hair, she said out of 500 youth growing through our doors, I cut 2 young men's hair because they asked me to and we're a family structure and so I did it and didn't really think about it after that. I tweeted about it without much thought. It's hair, but I regret it now and I promise you I will not be doing that again if asked.
Why not? Ask her the next question, why? Why won't you be doing it again? Because you just pointed out that you don't understand. You said it's hair, so that again downgrades the seriousness of what you're promoting. So what you're telling me is how many of these guys with dreads came in and asked you, random lady who they don't know, to cut my hair? Because
that's
you
what
know
kids
what
do
you're
all
doing.
the time, right? They ask some old lady. They don't go to like a barbershop or something. They go to the old lady at the charity to cut their hair.
Barbershops cost too much, is what she also mentioned, I think, too. Because it's a cost-saving thing to have you cut their hair because you're somehow a stylist. You know what you're doing with hair? No. So where do they get the idea to just say come in and better? It's a symbol that they want to have a better life. So what's the downside of this life that they have with dreadlocks? What does that mean? Who is it that's telling them that if they keep their dreadlocks that their life is worse? So if you want to admit to all the problems that you think come with having different hairstyles that many people don't understand, what you'll just say is that corporations, employers, people in power, keep it real, don't like this or are afraid of it, intimidated, think that it's, I don't know, thug life, criminal. I'm not sure what exactly you're gonna land on that's gonna make your life better, but give us a follow-up. Did the several men that you give haircuts to, are they off working in executive jobs? Are they CEOs? Did they start their own businesses? What happened after you cut all their hair off?
Yeah, this whole initiative from the NFL is kind of, it's just been such a disaster, right? Because they're clearly just doing it to clean their image after the whole Colin Kaepernick hullabaloo, and they're like, you can see them sitting around the room going like, we'll give money to the organizations to help Black people, and that will just put this whole Kaepernick thing. Yeah. We'll just get rid of it. It won't be an issue anymore. They'll forgive us. Meanwhile, Kaepernick is still out of the league, obviously. But $400,000 is just like a laughably low amount, and then they can't even find the right charities. It's just the whole thing as a whole.
Say you you didn't have enough people vet the charities from Jay-Z's point of view in the NFL. We didn't look into the things that any reporter, any Twitter user, honestly, could look into these charities. We didn't do that. We didn't do our homework.
We didn't even look at their Twitter page. That's it.
Simple. 13-year-old can do it. Sorry, my 7-year-old can do it. He looks up things all the time, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know that. He looks up things about Major League Baseball teams all the time. And I was like, oh man, that's really good. I didn't even think about that. Because I didn't have time to look it up. If I want to hire him, I could pay him $20,000 to look up random things.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, man, I'm in the money.
What if they did look it up? And this part of the, it matches.
It's not hard to do. So the next step now comes is how you gonna explain this away? And I love that you point out the $400,000, laughably low number, because I mentioned this in the meeting. So you know how much money is made just from concessions at one Sunday NFL game? More than $400,000. Yeah. I will tell you that much. So when you're,
I mean, that's like a second. That's not even. You can't even buy like a second, like an ad of a 30-second ad on a Sunday NFL game for that much money.
But you're gonna throw this at the problem, hoping that it just goes away. So the question needs to be asked of everyone that's affiliated: are you ready to take away these fake promises and finally get serious? Because if you want to do something about it, it's much easier to just do something about it rather than give us this veil of action when you actually are choosing to make matters worse.
What about Jay-Z himself?
Right, so Rock Nation said that the comment is coming.
Yeah.
So
but what about Jay-Z like just getting involved in the NFL with this kind of thing in the first place? It just seems like they're buying him off to be like an image launderer.
We had a long conversation about this on my podcast, Controlling Our Narrative. Check it out. But I think there's so many different ways you can look at it that I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I just know that everything that has come out since the initial announcement has not been good.
Yeah. I mean, as long as Kaepernick is still out of the league, like I don't understand how you can see it as anything other than. I mean, like that's what it is. It's like a tit for tat. Like we're keeping Kaepernick out. And here's a bunch of money.
Maybe this go away. I mean, the head trauma thing isn't gone away yet with the NFL. So I mean, you can't just throw a couple dollars at it and hope that it just ends. It's sad, and we're gonna find out more about maybe some of the other organizations that are involved in this. Because now the valve has been released, and people know that there's nothing positive about what you're trying to push.
And also, I think it's so important for someone who's in charge of like young minds and young kids to push back against systemic issues. So when you know that people look down on just simply the way a black person's hair grows out of their head, they look down at that. Yep. Jobs, bosses, companies, in many different entities like look down on that. And so instead of agreeing with that and preaching that more into their minds, you would think that like you should. I think it's important to encourage young men who have locks, to encourage them, to talk to them about the beauty in that, not to cut their hair off and preach this rhetoric that you're gonna have a better life now. Now you're one of the good ones. It's hair. If it's just hair, then it should definitely be fine the way it grows out of your head. I just think I get that she apologized, but a lot of it was about posting it. And as if like we misinterpreted what she said and that her heart is in a different place than her words. And that's not enough because are you saying this to these young boys? Because you said it to us. You said that they'll live a better life now with a better haircut.
I'm waiting for the NFL to partner with some random country singer. I'm not gonna name any names just in case they're not bad people. But partner with a random country singer to get him to go and get other groups to come in and teach executives, bosses, politicians, police officers, anyone in the position of power to learn that there's nothing wrong with black people's hair. Teach them, hey, why do we have to teach black people that there's something wrong with them? Let's start teaching the people who are wrong that they need to stop being wrong. And there's actually nothing wrong with hair. The education needs to go the other direction. Just because you're running income doesn't mean you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just like also laughing at the image of Trump going to Chicago and like meeting with gang leaders and being like, guys, knock it off.
Yeah, but that's not what she was asking for.
No, I don't. Obviously not.
She was asking for military intervention into, I mean, you know how that would go down.
Yeah.
And
Can you imagine whatever else? I'm sorry, this has gone too long. Whatever else they're telling folks besides just cut off your hair?
Exactly.
Put your pants up.
Yeah, that you're
Stop
bad, that you're
listening
not
to that hip-hop music.
That hip-hop music is poison your mind.
The hip-hop
likes
music.
to say that.
Yeah.
Hip-hop music is why people are shooting each other, because Dylan Roof was listening to hip-hop when he went to shoot a bunch of black folks. Maybe he was, but that's not the reason.
The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.